and tell the story of the penguin. And I'm just going to jump back because I forgot something around the content. Was for me, her big thing was about the story of the penguin, how she was a penguin. Of course, that was the connection with her dad. So thank you for a great speech to Deland, and
I always love it when Cindy gives great feedback like that, because she tells you what you do great, but she also tells you, here's where you can improve. And she does it with so much care and concern. She literally could say, I want to kill you. And I would say, I know it's because you love me, right? Our next evaluator, Jillian Roberts, when I asked her about her ancestral roots, she said, interesting thing that is ancestral roots, because I was having a conversation today where it was related to the ancestral part and forensic study. She actually discovered through forensic studies and ancestral research the murder or the murder of a 30-year-old death of a classmate. She had conclusion on that. I thought, wow, that's kind of even the chilly willies. That's kind of interesting thing to talk about. So please welcome to the stage Jillian Roberts.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests. It's my pleasure to offer some feedback to our beloved member Jeff here on his presentation today, speaking about, as he stated, bloodless surgery. He is speaking from the advanced manual called Speaking to Inform, and this is actually the speech to inform. And there are 4 key objectives to this speech for Jeff. The first is to deliver new and useful information. Is he an expert on this, to present himself as an expert on the topic? To organize his speech so that it can be easily received, and then to motivate the audience to take on either his point of view or to take on the information, act on the information. So what I want to offer first of all is that I felt that he did very well on the first 2 objectives, and that there were some challenges on the second 2 objectives. So was this new and useful information? I found it very useful. He even stated that the majority of us will experience cataracts, whether it's because of aging or disease or various influences. So it's something that is immediately relevant to all of us or will be relevant to all of us. He also spoke about bloodless surgery, which, hey, thumbs up on that one. That seems like a really evolutionary approach and something that I feel like could be interesting to all of us. Where I found some challenges for Jeff today were in the organization of his material, as well as potentially motivating the audience to be engaged with the material. And this is how. I'm going to use content organization and delivery in my evaluation of this. So again, the content to me was potentially interesting to this group that is here today. I felt there was an opportunity though, because it wasn't so clear to me whether it was about cataracts or if it was about bloodless surgery. It was kind of about both. Now granted, he had just had bloodless surgery on his cataracts, so that there is a link there. I felt like there could be a stronger or a more quicker link. Here's the idea I have. Change the title, bloodless cataract surgery. That to me builds the bridge very quickly and sets up the audience to be listening for that information. The way he organized his information, I felt there was an opportunity also to say, here's what I'm going to talk about, here's why I'm going to talk about it, and here's how it works. Here's how the information works. And so organizing the information in that way, I think would have helped more of us know where he was taking us and why we were going there. It also simplifies the whole PowerPoint scenario here. There was a bit of a technical challenge. This happens. However, I noticed as soon as the information came up with a lot of information about the different aspects in the pictures, I noticed part of myself kind of started to shut down a little bit, and I watched the audience and they started to check out a bit. So watch that organization to help motivate people. Now, what I know that Jeff does really well is incorporate humor. He had some really funny things about his surgery, only took 7 minutes, like the length of this speech. And there were some other things thrown in there. So I know that that's a really high point for Jeff. In the future, I encourage Jeff to bring his brilliance, less is more, and just to structure things so the audience can be motivated.
I love how Jillian picks up those micro details that have a macro effect on the message at the end of the day. I think that was really important to pick up that minute detail that made a big difference for point of growth for Jeff. Our third evaluator, Lilith Spetland, when I asked her, to tell me a little bit about your ancestral roots, she says she wants to pay an homage to her grandfather, Townsend Gotze, who was an environmentalist. And he was able to do his job and focus on his job because of his wife, Lilith's grandma, Helen. Please welcome to the stage, Lilith Spetland.
Thank you, Mark. Let's see, where are you now? Hiding in the back. Oh, there you are. For a really informative presentation to the company today and informing everyone of upcoming changes. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmaster, this was an awesome speech by Mark. I hope that you would all agree. And this speech is speech number 1 from the Advanced Communicator Manual, speaking of management. So these are all 5 speeches about management. And Mark is working towards his Advanced Communicator Gold, which means he's already given about 30 speeches to get to this point. But when Mark first started Toastmasters here a few years ago, not long after I did, we all start as seedlings, and then we grow and blossom, and he certainly has as a speaker. The objective of this speech was to deliver a message to a group of employees at the company. He absolutely did that. Mark, a couple of things I'd like to see different. One of the things I noticed that Mark did is he tended to sort of go from about here to over here when delivering his speech, and he spoke to a lot of the people here. What I really wanted him to see is get all the way over to these shy staff that sit in the corner, and all the way over to this staff person that sits alone. Make sure you're including everybody when you're giving a speech, especially to a group of people that might be a little bit hostile to you just because you're bringing change. Another place where, Mark, I'd love to see a little bit of a change is in the way you present yourself on the stage. One of the things that we all want to do is we want to ensure that our audience is relaxed around us, but also takes us seriously. So even in your practice, go ahead and dress the part that you intend to dress when you're going to deliver your message, because then you will be able to know, did it work? Did this outfit work? Maybe I don't want to wear such a tight tie. Maybe I want a no tie and just a shirt. However it is, you just want to make sure you consider that, and especially in a business setting. Overall, I thought this was an excellent presentation. Great tone of voice. He was sympathetic and loud enough for us to hear. He handled the questions really, really well. And I felt, as an employee, I felt assured of the changes coming up, and didn't, initially when I heard about this, I was a bit nervous. You always get nervous when you hear things at work. I felt assured by the end of it. Thank you.
I gotta say, Lilith is one of those members, whenever you ask her for help, she's super reliable, and she always gives you more than enough help than you need. If you ask her for $1, she'll give you $2. That's what I really appreciate about Lilith. She's always doing an excellent job and giving more value in your answer book. So I'd like to welcome back to the stage, Chad.
Okay, we're going behind. All right. Okay, we're gonna keep this short because we're running over time by a little bit. I just want to leave you guys with one last quote. Abraham Lincoln said, "I do not know who my grandfather was. I am much more concerned to know who his grandson will be." Now I'd like to bring up Leon, who's going to give us our general evaluation.
Fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests, I will be your general evaluator for this evening. So what that means is everyone who's been up here and hasn't been evaluated, I'm gonna roll through them right now, okay, and give them an evaluation. So, number 1 will be our chair. So, ancestral roots. When I was reading it in the emails, I'm like, I don't know about that. That's an interesting topic. The way that Chad came in here and presented it and talked about it and started with a story, you could tell that there's a lot of preparation, and it really brought the evening alive. So whenever you're choosing a topic, make sure that you have something that is personal, passionate, and present to you. 1 point for elevation for all of us whenever we're sharing. If we have extra time, let's not load it up with table topics, because we can run off the cliff once we get to the prepared speeches. So even on the agenda, make sure that you put in some extra time for transitions, because bridges are really important for our Toastmaster, our chair, our table topics master, anyone that's going to be introducing or bridging from one member to another. Our next is going to be Constantine, the guest greeter. Very efficient, took control of the stage immediately. Okay, guests, we're going to start with 1 sentence, okay? And please tell us why we're here. We're happy to invite you and welcome you in. Boom, on the money, on the point, keeps us on time. Now, timer, Jake. I didn't know where he was going with that story in the beginning about entrepreneurs. But it tied into time. I thought that was amazing. I thought that it was really well done, and that showed a level of preparation. So no matter what role you're taking on this stage, get the most out of it. That's how we elevate, that's how we become a better speaker. It's not just the speeches, it's not just the table topics, but it's being the timer.
Amen.
And now I'm gonna take this so you can't clap me down. 1 point for elevation is bring this up. For the guests, they've never seen this before. Okay, when you're 5 minutes into your speech, you're gonna get that light. So that's when you're at the minimum amount of time. When you're halfway between your minimum and maximum, you're gonna get this amber light here. This is gonna be the light that you're gonna get. Okay, when you're over time, you're gonna get this red light. Okay? If you continue to go, because sometimes we do, I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna flash you a little bit. I'm gonna give you a little bit extra time. If you keep going past 30 seconds, I'm gonna clap you down. Well done, Jake. I like the preparation. Just don't be afraid to show everyone the tool. Annie, our table topics master. Wow. 10 table topics. Perhaps a few too many. But the efficiency that was done to get people up here. Hey, who doesn't have a role? Yep, you're coming up right now. Hey, who doesn't have a role? You're coming up right now. And guess what? I felt that having members come up first, it really invited guests to come up, right? It made them feel safe on the stage because they had a good example of what a table topic should look like. Another thing that was really valuable is that she respected those who were a little bit frightened, not ready to get on stage yet, right? You need to respect your audience. Don't just call people out and give them a hard time. One of the things that I thought was the best done by Annie was actually getting dug up.
Yes.
I always love to see dug up on the stage. As someone said today, I can't remember who it was, He's a DTM, which is a Distinguished Toastmaster. So he's been doing it for about like 20 years of his 40-year life. 39, sorry. 10th anniversary of his 33rd birthday, isn't that how it works? Table Topics Evaluator. Deborah, you got through 8 out of 10. That is a record. That's amazing. I love the mechanics and the efficiency that she had going through that, and she gave everyone something, right? And even as a guest, if you were on the stage, you had something to take away from her session as well. One thing that I said about Deborah is that I love that she was kicking it old school. One thing to elevate is when we're in a time crunch, like I am right now, like Deb was up here. No one cares what method you're evaluating from, right? So it is good to give people that structure from sometimes, but sometimes the information and the value is more important than how you're imparting it. Joke Master Tina, don't introduce yourself. That'd be the one thing that I would say. I know that you're the Sergeant of Arms as well, and you got this room set up perfectly so that everyone could have a seat and everyone could be prepared for a fantastic meeting. But when you're starting the meeting, just ask Chad, hey, introduce Chad, get Chad to introduce you, or even ask me to come and be the Sergeant of Arms, start the meeting, and I'll be like, and here's our Joke Master, Tina. Because we want to set the stage for you. We don't want it to be just, oh, you're here. One thing of value that was done well in the opposite of what I just said is that she was waiting. No one was in their seats. She didn't just go, okay, I'm gonna tell my joke. She waited, right? She let everyone get settled, and then she took the stage and owned it. Fantastic, okay? You should have saved that money. Now we're on to our Toastmaster, John. He's always comes up here very presentable, okay? It's super warm outside, that's why I'm rocking the cargo shorts. But he came and he had his nice shirt on, he had his pants on, which is really important. You should always wear pants when you're coming up here, John. Very important. The thing that I would say that we can all take away from John is just authenticity. He's very much himself up here. He isn't trying to be somebody else. He's very authentic. Point of elevation. Coordinate with the speakers so that everything's prepared for them when they come on stage, right? If we have to come and we have to fiddle around with our laptop and turn the projector on, it takes away from our ability to deliver that message. So just make sure that you coordinate with the speakers as Toastmaster before they get on stage. Evaluator number 1, Cindy. What was great and we should all take away is actionable feedback, okay? Just actionable feedback. All of us could see, visualize exactly what we needed to do and what we needed to take away from that speaker. And with that, that's my time. So for anyone else who, the 2 evaluators that haven't been evaluated, come and see me at the end. Fantastic meeting.
All right, and last of all, I'd actually like to invite Constantine back up to the stage to ask for comments from our guests.
Thank you so much, dear guests, for being here tonight with us. Unfortunately, we're a little bit short on time, and I would not be able to collect the feedback right now. So if you do have some feedback you want to share, come reach me or reach any other Toastmaster, and we'll be happy to listen to you. Just a few reminders that we are happy to have you here, but keep in mind that after you visit us 3 times, we ask you to decide whether you would like to join us and commit as a member or go and explore some other clubs. And also, if you do want to join, go talk to Connor, who is a VP membership, and he would be happy to help you to learn how to sign up for the club. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Okay, we have one quick announcement, and then we can skedaddle out of here. Leon.
It's actually going to be 2 quick announcements. So number 1, Posty Toasties, for anyone who enjoyed the meeting here, it doesn't stop here. We're going to meet at the kitchen table, which is York and you. Please come, have some food, have a beer, have a tea, whatever you're into. Okay. Now, I'm one of your VP Education, and it's my honor to be able to submit awards. And I was fortunate to be able to submit the award for the first person this year. And very unfortunate to our club. This is their last meeting with our club. So I would love to invite Lila Sweatland up because she accomplished her advanced leadership bronze. One more thing for you to do. So this is our educational goals. And Lilith got our first one. So she gets to put her name up and she gets to put a yes by got accomplished. So right here, 5th line down. And we'll just put you right there. We'll maybe get a smaller sheet at some point in time. Thank you so much.
All right, everybody, thank you so much. I just want to remind everybody, next week's meeting is at 7 o'clock, the same time on Monday night. And the theme of the meeting, Tina, is what brings you joy. Is that correct? Yes, and Tina will be chairing our meeting next week. So you are all welcome, and let's go to Posty Toasties.